welcome back to my channel. So we are August now, and yeah, things have been, well, they've just taken a break really. Been on holiday for a couple of weeks and I'm back, and basically in this video we're going to be looking at the white 500 lounge that I got, that I think is pretty much the video that you're sort of seen in the last couple of weeks that arrived. It's mainly because this is the one that needs to be or one up on Jackson, is getting sorted. So today's video is going to be on that one, and we'll run through some various bits and pieces that we're going to do, or that have been done while I've been away, and then just going to touch on the other two that I've got at the moment and where we're at with them briefly, and then we'll come back to the white one. Right, so the black 500 lounge 2011, this was, I say, ready to go. My plan was to get it to wherever it needs to be, done and dusted, and then MOT'd. However, this needs a new water pump and timing chain, cam belt, and that's a whole new story in regards to money and just what some people want to get that done, because I'm not going to do it. Independent Fiat Alpha specialist wanted 500 quid for that to be done. Anyway, we are, after making the inquiries about 3 weeks ago, found someone who will do it locally, mobile mechanic who will do it locally. He was meant to have done it week and a half ago. However, the kit arrived, it's an SKF kit, and it didn't have the it's missing parts. So mechanic didn't do anything, so we're delayed on that. So until then, this is not basically going anywhere until that can do, because that's actually leaking coolant from, I think, the water pump. So can't do anything on that one just yet. I will cover this video on this Panda. I've said it before, I will do it. I'll get around to doing that one. And then the colour therapy, this is pretty much good to go. In fact, this will be the first car that I need to get rid of. And as you can see, I've just got to put the hubcaps on, but there's a squeak coming from the clutch pedal, which if you know is in the engine bay, and you've got the like the clutch cylinder, slave cylinder, that just needs some oil in there, and then that will sort it. And then then I can get that all cleaned up. So in a minute I'm just running around in that. So that's where we're at with the cars. So if we go back to the white one, I'll start with what's going on with this. So my plan today, because due to work, obviously, you know, I don't do this. This is a hobby of mine. This is not a full-time job. My full-time job gets in the way a lot, and my 2 days that I get 4 days off. 2 of those I've got to work coming up, so I've kind of got to squeeze in today as much as I can. These seats are coming out, they're going to get cleaned. The weather, I'm hoping, will sort it, and they can dry. Then they got to be put into storage, and I need to sell them, because so I've got the new seats that have come, so that's that. And then we just need to clean inside here as well and get this looking a bit nice and tidy. So regards to just taking these off for like just rubbing the drums down and everything like that. So the actual problem with this one, a bit more now on this one, replace the discs and the pads on there. So again, it looks relatively straightforward. It's not, because where we've had the side wing come off, you can see there's no, it says it's a Cat S, there's no damage to that at all. If it's Cat S, normally it's because this has been bent, but this hasn't been bent and it's absolutely fine. There's no other issues. Put the new panel up there, which is colour matched, everything's great, so that is fine. However, down here, what we found was that, as part of the MOT, was that this the shocker was absolutely caked in oil. So put on a new shocker, a new shock, so that's gone on, as you can see, so that sorts that out. But they said, I think on the MOT as well, there's an element of play on the bottom leg, so that's also been swapped out. And where is it? It's here. So yeah, that's broken down there, hence the play. But what we noticed as well, if you look under here, this has taken a massive hit underneath. So that gave, and I desperately tried to get the when I was looking to take the bumper off, under here, the middle bolt, that was proper. I couldn't get it off because yeah, where it's like ground out, strangely. So this has had, couldn't tell you what kind of accident it's had, other than it's mounted something, but it's definitely taken a big scrape to the bottom arm there and the front. But otherwise, everything else has been checked. The sump, everything else is fine. So yeah, bottom leg's been done and the shock's been done. I discussed it in my last video about the ABS sensor. Just need to see if the code can clear that, or unplugging the battery and sort of resetting it and clearing the code and seeing if that works. If not, I have got a new ABS sensor which I can plug in. And then the only other issue we've got with this is, you see that when this car came, a bit like the rear, they only had two bolts in. It's fine because I've got plenty of other bolts, but this one here, we can't get a bolt into it. If you look here, when you try and put this in, you see it's not turning in there. Now, I'm be honest, I'm not going to send a car out with 3 bolts on the wheel. So that is, at the moment, a little issue that needs to be worked on. So so the plan today will be get the brake disc on, get that all done up. Just got to put the bottom part into the hub, and then disc it all the way back on, and then we'll sort out that towards the end. So yeah, that's pretty much where we're at. It looks a bit of a mess at the moment, but it will just generally go back into place relatively nicely. So yeah, that's that's where we're at with the white one. So let's get, oh yeah, and I've sorted out the number plate, but that's minor details. So let's get on with the removal of these seats and the cleaning up of inside of this one, and hopefully can get this looking good, because the V5 has actually come back now, so so that's one less worry. So yeah, so the chairs are in a pretty bad state. Good old red. Is there ever such thing as a good Fiat 500 seat colour to clean? I've done that one. That one's now going to dry. Hopefully that'll be alright. I'm not putting a massive amount into it because these are going into storage, and then I'll put them up for sale. So yeah, get a work on that one. Hopefully that's going to come out alright. Just wonder if it's faded as well, but we'll see how we get on. Right, they have come up pretty well. They're not faded, they're not heavily stained, and they're not ripped either. So yeah, overall these are not bad seats at all. If it wasn't for the fact that they were red, they would have stayed in the car. But I know one or two of you have said from the previous video to keep them in, but I've got a very good deal on some grey seats, very good deal, so that's the reason why I'll get rid of them. And then just inside here, we just need to give this a good old vacuum now, see where there's any stains. I don't know if it's stained, I think it's just dirty, but we're going to give it a hoover and see how we get on. So those questions that have probably been going around in your head: can you fit a Fiat 500 interior in the back of a Alfa Giulietta? Yes you can, it's all in there. So that's all going to go into storage. In the meantime, I'll show you. Right, so these are replacement seats in grey. They've got these covers on, which I've seen before, but they're just I don't know why they've done it, but they have. They've gone over there. I'll be honest, I've not checked the actual signs and see if there's any problems with them. If there is, then these will stay on. If there's not, they're coming straight off. But yeah, they're pretty much all grey, as you can see there, or maybe that's a better idea of giving you the colour. So then I don't believe they're not two-tone, they're just this sort of very dark grey colour, but as far as I'm aware they're all good. So I'm going to put those in, and yeah, so the reason that I decided to swap it out was because of the price that I paid. Now, you know, we know that bumpers are nearly 200 quid now, maybe even more for the white one. Bonnet can be about 100, wing can be about 60 to 70, windscreen can be, depends where you get them, between 150 200. These are about 35, doors again about 100. But anyway, I won't bore you with the details of parts and prices of cars, but it's what you get for your money and the demand. Now, the problem with seats really is there's not really a demand for them. Once the seats are in, it's very unlikely you're going to want to swap them out. There's the odd occasion when people have decided that they do want them out, and on this occasion the people that I got this from had a 2010 500, and they've decided that they don't want these, they want leather, and they've obtained some leather seats from somewhere, so they didn't want these. Now, when you put them on an auction, and you don't do it as a buy it now, you do it as an auction run, the demand is not great. So there is an element of, if I just get rid of them without having to go to the skip or the dump, that's great. But you obviously want a bit of money for them, and they are actually worth, there's a value in everything. You know, these are actually worth, the headrests are actually worth probably more, to be fair, than the seat. But anyway, so the price that I paid, you can have an idea in your mind. The price I paid now for the whole interior minus the door cards was the grand total of £21. Luckily they're kind of on the way to work. I say on the way to work, just going a bit further beyond work towards sort of London area. So yeah, pick those up from a family, and hopefully, fingers crossed, when I plug them in, there's not going to be any airbag faults, nothing like that, and we can just plug and play and get on with that. So yeah, I'm going to now get off to my, I say lock up, it's just a self-storage place that I can, I don't have the room to store things like this that's just going to sit around potentially for months. So yeah, we'll get that going and get the seats in the back of the 500 on a Friday. So yeah, traffic, but hey ho. Right, start the interiors in, but obviously there's black headrests, so I'm not sure if I really should swap those out for white or just leave black headrests in and go with stick with the cream sort of front interior. To be honest, I'm going to say I don't think anyone's going to pretty much notice and say, "Wait, why have you got black headrests?" But yeah, something to work out. I don't really think that's going to be an issue. And then those door cards obviously need to come off because they're the wrong colour. I'm going to have to buy one because I've had a look at storage, and when I drop my red seats off, I do have a black one. I just need to find the driver's side, so I need to get that. But yeah, so let's get on putting the seats in, and then we'll be done. So as I want to get this video out tomorrow, run out of time basically, but as you can see from these, rubbed it back because they were not so good, so they need to be resprayed. So today I can't get the whole job done and put the seats in and screw them back in, bolt them back in. So that's going to be a job for another day and another video, and then they can be all in. But otherwise the interior of the car, well, this is not so good, but the interior car has all been cleaned out. As you can see, there's a few little dirt patches down there, but overall it looks a lot better. And yeah, get that painted, these can go back in, and then the only thing I've got to do is I've got to buy another one of these, another door trim. So that is going to be the end of today's video. This actually should hopefully be done by the end of the week. I know it doesn't seem like it, but it should be. So you might see a video of this looking very different next week. I think next week we'll do another video on this, but I am back to work for a majority of next week. But I've got my father just helping out on that. So yeah, there you go. Getting close to 1,000 now, so that is something good, something positive. And yeah, as I say, I welcome all comments, and hit the like button again, and I'll catch you all again next week for another Fiat 500 video. And then I do promise I will get a Panda video done for you, and we'll hopefully start work on the BMW, because Paul at Love 500 had put me in the mood to start on that 1 Series that's going to be my car. So yeah, and this car timing chain, why do I keep saying timing chain? It's not a BMW. This cam belt on this will be done this week as well. So things are moving on quite quick. So until next time, see you all later.